received so many comments from all of you and the questions coming in. I've noticed such a huge increase of questions about spirit and wanting to know if your loved ones are around. And I always told you here at Just Ask Jay, it's all about advice and inspiration, but I'm also so happy to be able to bring you messages from the other side. This week I have Tracey Benmore who wrote in. And Tracey writes here, my sister-in-law, my cousin, my father all passed over, and my mom is now aging 87 years old. I lost my dog 13 years on Valentine's Day. Also just read your Vegas post and it struck a chord. I'm deciding whether to return to Vegas or to Greece or to both. I have constant battles with panic and anxiety for years now. Please, can you feel any messages for me? I can do for some guidance. I've also had so many stresses going on. Perhaps you can help me with some direction or acknowledgement. I feel that there's someone trying to contact me and I was drawn to you. Love and light, Tracey. Tracey, thank you so much, for writing into Just Ask Jay and for sharing your heart here. And it's difficult to really open up, and it's difficult to really put your heart out there and to ask for messages. I'm going to tell you, you had a lineup at the spiritual door just for you. So I am so happy to tell you that yes, your dog is always around you, always around you. Every single day. I don't think there's a day that doesn't go by that baby is around you. Now this dog loves his naps. So for me, I think it's a little boy we're talking about, but I'm not talking so little. This is a big dog. Now this dog for me, and I'm not very good with types and breeds, so I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. So I don't know if it's a retriever or a lab, but it's like a butterscotch goldy color, and it's a large enough dog, and if I didn't know any better, I'd say just a little bit overweight. So mommy and daddy must have spoiled that baby quite a bit. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you that the dog is always with you. Now I also got the sense, and I didn't know if there was the numbers 4, 8, or 3 around you, or fire signs. Fire signs for me, 4 is April. So April is Aries, of course, but it's fire. So if I go 4 months over, then I'll land into August, and then 4 months again, then I land into December. And if you look at that pattern, they're fire signs. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Now, if it's not to do with those numbers, Tracey, birthdays, anniversaries, passings, that kind of thing, they make me feel that they're connected to someone with those months of birth, so either April, August, or December. Now also Spirit works in funny ways. If they give me 4, 8s, and 3s, 3 would be the letter C, so A, B, C. April would be the letter D, A, B, C, D, and then the 8th letter is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So it would be the letter H. So H is important. I also see, if you've lost a dog, I see a dog around you. So I don't know if it's your own dog or another dog, very close in the family, but they make me feel that they visit this dog. Now, I also had the feeling of someone who passed away, and I don't know if they had a little nip once in a while. What I mean by that is if they had a little drink every once in a while, but I get the sense of that. And they're very happy to the other side. One especially does not remember passing, but they would come to see your mom, or they would come to visit you quite often. So I feel very good about that. Now, I don't know who the feminine one is, because they make me feel pretty dresses, always looking pretty, but they come to visit a lady who's very feminine. Unless it's yourself, Tracey, if you're very feminine, then you're getting a lot of attention from spirit. But they do make me feel that they come around, especially where there's water. So I know that you talked about Vegas or Greece, but I'm going to tell you, even water fountains will attract spirits. They love that. If you take photos around water fountains, look for orbs. It's so interesting. I wrote that story about Vegas, and it was funny because when I was sitting on that bus with my sister-in-law, my niece was having her photo taken by a water fountain. It was just so amazing. So maybe that's the sense that I'm getting. So, and Greece, of course, is all water, but I feel very connected to water for you. So I'm going to tell you that if you do take these trips, you're going to have some company with you, definitely. Now, there was someone that made me feel they died in the 80s, and I don't know who that is, either for yourself or on a husband's side, but they do make me feel that they come to visit you quite often. They do make me feel that there's two boys around you. Oh, the boys, oh, the boys, the boys, the boys. So I wouldn't get the sense of females around you. If there is, I'm not getting that. So no disrespect, or it doesn't mean that they don't come around females if you do have a daughter around you, but I get the sense more of male connections rather than female. Tracey, you have better things coming, sweetie. Don't worry so much about stuff. And I know that you carry a very, very big load, but they do make me feel just to watch around weight, just to make sure that you're not eating too many sweets, and just maybe to walk a little bit more and get a little bit more exercise. I don't know if your husband's been stressed around his work, but they do make me feel things are getting rather better, especially later this year, where things seem to be improving for you in terms of either finances, health, that kind of thing. So I'm very, very happy and uplifted for you, and I feel spirit so strong around you, and especially your little pup. And it's like a big little pup. I have a 10-pound dog. This would not be a lap dog. This would be too heavy to sit on my lap. But thank you so much, Tracey, and everybody who's asked questions here. Just asked you, if you have a burning desire to ask me a question but you're too afraid, don't be afraid. You know, it takes a lot of courage sometimes to ask, but if you ask and you get answers, then you're going to feel so much better about that. So get busy, go down there and start asking questions. I love you guys all so much, and until next Just Ask Jade, we'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.